Hi there. I want to thank you for taking the time to come to this site, and I know you're going to love the wholesaling course that you just ordered. So in a few minutes you're going to get the directions to download it. When you do, you'll see that it's pretty step by step, and even if you can barely spell real estate, you'll be able to follow it. And I hope it helps you get to your first check very, very quickly. But before you go, I got one more thing I'd like to discuss with you that I think is going to be very important to your new business, especially if you're interested in making a lot more money with a lot less work. It was about 22 years ago now that I discovered a brand new exit strategy that nobody ever taught me. Not all the gurus at that time. I went to a lot of seminars and I never even heard about this program. We kind of discovered it on our own. I've labeled it our Work for Equity program, and basically what it is we buy a house, and instead of repairing it ourselves, we put a tenant buyer in there as is and let them do the work on the property with their money and their labor. And then when they get it fixed and we get their credit cleaned up in the process, which you'll almost invariably have to do, then we take them in and get them financed. So it's a delayed closing, but it has so many benefits for doing it. In fact, the benefits are enormous for the Work for Equity program. The biggest, of course, is that we don't have to do the work. That means you do not have to raise capital to repair houses, and you don't have to hire contractors and have all those costly delays in the deal. You don't have to wait for the house to be finished before you put a tenant buyer in there. That means you have no holding costs because your tenant buyers are going to go in there on the same day that you buy the property if you do it correctly and follow my system. The Work for Equity program changed pretty much everything we did on the back end, where we used to renovate them and take all that time and trouble and raise all that capital and put cash buyers in there. I learned to take our time. We get money on the front end, we get money in the middle, and we get money on the back end. We make a lot more money with the Work for Equity program with a fraction of the grief. So let me tell you a little bit about what's in my Work for Equity program, because I'm about to offer it to you at an absolute killer price that you'll never see again. And I promise you, the minimum amount of money that I'm about to ask you to give me for this Work for Equity program is going to come back to you in quantum leaps when you really get a chance to explore it and take the time to see how beautiful this program is. I know it's made me an awful lot of money over the years, and in fact, my exit strategy today is work for equity first, and then when that is not applicable, we find the next best exit strategy. So here's what's in this course. I'm going to spend some time talking to you about which houses are the best candidates and who are the best buyers, because Work for Equity is not for everyone. And if you get this wrong, the Work for Equity will not work, because you just can't take everybody and put them in a house. But there's a whole big old subculture of folks out there that are perfectly suited for our Work for Equity program. Usually they have weak credit. We're going to clean that up for them. And that's, in fact, in my program, you're going to meet the guy that's going to clean their credit up for them for only $495. And you can either pay it, and what I do is I charge it to the consumer, and I finance it for them quite often, but I let them pay it over time. You're going to learn why your after-tax profit can add a minimum of another 20% to your net. In fact, I can tell you right now for a fact, in my experience, sometimes I net as much as 100% more money on a Work for Equity deal that I do rehab and retail for cash. In fact, I spend some time in here comparing those two, and that comparison will blow you away. You're going to learn how to borrow private money correctly, because if you are going to do the Work for Equity, you will have to close on the property. You'll have to borrow the money through private lenders to close on the property. But not only do I want to teach you how to close it correctly, but I also want to teach you how to close it so you don't have any outgoing monthly payments, and have at least $10,000 excess cash the day you buy the property, and how to avoid deadly traps that many investors fall into from lack of experience and lack of capital. So this program is about helping you make sure that you have the right capital, as well as borrow the money correctly so that you don't make monthly payments on this property while you're waiting to get the tenant qualified and cashed out on the back end. You won't need the experience, you have mine. I'm going to work with you on why Work for Equity is the perfect solution for all the subject to deals that you find that need work and you don't have the cash to fix them. You see, that's the problem with subject to deals that need work. You can't go borrow a private loan on them. In fact, I wouldn't want you to anyway, because usually there's more owed on the first than the loan to value ratio would be too high. But What would it be like if you could go buy properties, take over the debt subject to, and never have to do any work because you pass them on immediately to your tenant buyers without touching them? You're gonna love the Work for Equity program on all of the pretty houses, or almost pretty ones, that you take over. We'll talk about what you should always do in the first 30 days and how to have a secondary plan ready, and what you may have to do in some cases to secure a buyer. How I use Work for Equity to sell to investors. You'll really like this one, because I've sold a lot of houses that were condemned to investors, and I make 3 or 4 times what I make on a wholesale house, and yet the investor does all of the work. No, they're not moving into it. They're just buying it, rehabbing it, and then they're reselling it. In fact, I'll show you how to have investors come in and lease option your properties from you, make you a monthly payment while they're fixing it, and then let them sell it to their buyers, and they don't even have to buy it from you. Can you imagine what would happen if you open up all of your properties to all the investors out there and you point blank tell them, guys, you don't have to buy my house. Let me lease it to you. You fix it up. You go sell it. You can have all the profit after our agreed upon strike price. Now, of course, the strike price that you agree upon in the Work for Equity program is going to be a lot higher than if they had to bring cash to the table, and rightfully so. So here's a whole program where you can help other investors make a bunch of money without having to come up with the cash to buy the house. We're going to deal with issues, do you lease option it, or do you sell it with owner financing? And we'll discuss this in detail, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And we're also going to spend a lot of time on how to determine the true after repaired value in today's market, so you'll know what to pay and what to sell it for when you get ready to sell it. You'll get my formula to set up your sales price so that you get maximum profit and not kill the sale. We're talking about how to build a big Work for Equity buyers list, because, my friend, that is the entire key. And in fact, we got the program built right into the system, so you'll have this big old hungry list of waiting buyers ready. Now you go find the buyers first, then you go find them a house that needs work, you back into the buyers, and you have them fighting over the houses. This is all in an all-day seminar that I did. I cover every single step, everything you would want to know, including how to handle the inspections on the property, how to charge the tenant buyer for the inspections, and a whole list of things that I learned over a lot of years of doing the Work for Equity programs. So here's what you can do. This program is an all-day seminar that I just taped. It's brand spanking new. In fact, I taped this one even after I taped the wholesale course that you got, and both have been done in the last few months. The Work for Equity program is 5 CDs and the entire systems manual with all the brand new forms that we created, the escrow agreements, the inspection agreements. It's all right in there. Everything you're going to need to do the Work for Equity program in any price range, in any market. You can have the entire Work for Equity program that I sell for $599 while you're on this site right now, and you got to do it before you leave. I'm going to give it all to you for $97. That's right, $97 to get this entire course that you can't get anywhere else on the planet, because I'm probably the only guy alive that truly understands this Work for Equity program. I know I've done a couple hundred of them myself, so I probably figured out how to do it right by now. I'm putting it all in a box for you that you can download for $97. Now, you'll have that option when we get through here, but before I go, there's another option that I want to tell you about, and that is this. So watch this. Great deal coming up. You just purchased my wholesale course for $1, and boy, did you get a good deal if you download it. Now, there are 6 CDs and an entire systems manual for you to download, and if you want to do that, you're perfectly fine with me if you do it. However, if you choose to take me up on my Work for Equity course, you'll have 2 choices. You can download the entire thing, which is 5 CDs and the entire systems manual, and you can do that here in just a few minutes, and the cost is only $97 for that course as well. However, if you would rather not download both courses, I will ship them to you. We'll start with the wholesaling course that we discussed earlier that you got for $1. Now, you got this course for $1. So you don't have to have me ship it to you, but if you want me to, I'll ship the hard copy to you with the 5 CDs inside and the complete systems manual, so you don't have to download a thing, and you'll have it in a few days in the mail. And I happen to have the Work for Equity program in hard copy as well. It comes with 5 CDs as well and an entire systems manual built in, so you can have both of these courses shipped to you if you wish for a total of $197, as long as you take me up on it before you get off of this site. And I'll even pay the shipping and the handling. That's $197 for both of these courses. That's $1,200 worth of courses for a total of $197 shipped to your door. So when you go to the order form, you'll have a choice of either getting them downloaded for $97 for the Work for Equity, or both of them shipped to you for $197, and I'm paying the shipping and handling. And my friend, try the course out. Try the Work for Equity out for 60 days. And if you're not 100% satisfied, ship it back to me and I'll refund the entire $197 that you paid. And remember, you'll be able to keep the Ugly House course here, the wholesaling course, because you got that for $1, and you can download both of these. So your choice. Let me ship them to you or download them right now online. I'll let you decide. Go right down there right now and order, because you will not be able to get this offer anywhere except right here, right now. Thank you.